Go. Welcome back to Deeper Than Stats podcast presented by K9ology Life Dawg and hosted by yours truly, Kaymon Farmer, the mindset and habits coach for scholar athletes. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this episode as we continue on our quest of being Life Dawgs. And Life Dawg is pretty much somebody that have a passion and a purpose. They're disciplined, accountable. They have the courage to overcome adversity and maximize their opportunities. And so Life Dawgs are going to connect with people. We're going to build relationships. We have created a mindset to be on a mission to do magical things and document our legacy along the way for the next person. So these are just things that champions do daily in all areas of their life. And these are things that today's guest has done throughout his life and career. And I'm so fired up to have a big time guest on here today, Mr. Jaylon Jimmerson, native of Pittsburgh, Texas, currently playing college football at Liberty University. And so Jaylon is an individual I have pretty much grown up with in Pittsburgh, Texas. I remember him as a young man, young boy. He's grown up to be something magical that his family is very, very proud of. And so this is exactly the type of guest that we want to have on this show. So without further ado, here is Jaylon Jimmerson. And I want to thank you for joining the show. And I want to welcome you, Jaylon.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me. I really do.
Yeah, man, it's definitely great. Thank you for your time and your attention. And thank you for just willing to share your story and your legacy. And so can we start off by giving our listeners some insights into who you are as a person, your background growing up, your past playing experiences, and anything else you would like to add?
Well, I grew up in the one and only Pittsburgh, Texas. My whole life, majority of my whole life. I was born in Mount Pleasant, Texas. 6 pounds, 6 ounces, as I remember correctly. And I grew up, lived in East Springs till second grade, and I moved to Pittsburgh for the remainder of my life. Probably the best decision of my life me and my mom made for me. Grew up with some very talented and very great people in my life. Honestly, it's just me as a person. I would say I live by this. This is my thing I live by. I really truly believe this. This goes for all things in life. Anything you're going through, it's called fear. And fear is basically, this was fear is you face everything and rise. And what it means by face everything and rise, it means, well, no matter what situation you're going through in life, you have to face it head first and just rise from it and grow from it. And that's why I'm gonna share a little story with y'all today. What I mean by fear and my little stories. But like, I basically grew up in Pittsburgh. Currently had a great year, senior year. We went to fourth round playoffs, lost sadly to a great team, PG. That's about it right now, but I'm going to tap y'all in as we get far in this video though.
Man, thank you. Greatly appreciate you for sharing those experiences. And I definitely believe that each one of those have played a big role into getting you to where you're at right now. And so I know, just kind of seeing you throughout that playoff run that y'all had, that was like the last time Pittsburgh has been that far in the playoffs since I was a sophomore. And
That's
so
definitely.
just seeing the dudes that y'all had out there, y'all have some great talent, man. And then, just being able to play those different positions that you played, I was
Yes.
really impressed, man. I was really impressed, I must say.
We had a lot of talent, but I tell people all the time, that talent didn't get us that far though. It was the bonds you have, the relationships with people, and that just makes people play even more hard. It's more really about the relationships. It had zero thing to do with our talent. Everybody has talent at the end of the day, some talent, but everybody plays a role in the team. There's 11 people playing on that field, and we had, if I'm correct, we had a little bit less than 24 people on varsity, and we was playing 4A. Come on now, like
yeah.
that's all heart. That's nothing but heart and faith in each one of the individuals on our team, the coaches and I. And that's a special team that holds a special place in my heart. And I make sure I talk to all my from till this day, even though we went our separate ways, I still communicate with all my boys, see if they're doing good, how they're doing in life. It's about the relationships you build with people, man. And that's very important in life. And that's a very important aspect of my life. I like my biggest thing I'm trying to get better at to just say is introducing myself and connecting with people. I mean, in a day, like in a day, I feel like as if like I try to look at the life as if God's perspective, how he viewed people, like he loved everyone. That's how I try to view life nowadays. Like you just gotta, that's what I'm trying to do. It's a life changing, like, man, that's why I'm gonna share with some out today. This school here is very life changing for me. Very.
Man, I think you're not just trying, you're actually doing it. And so just twist that a little bit. Instead of saying trying, you're doing it. Now it may not be to what you envision, but if you're just taking those small steps, you're actually in the process of becoming something greater. And so I love how you hit on the relationships. But before we get into that, let's back up to that acronym, bro. I was really feeling that fear acronym.
I
And
got you.
could you explain that one more time? What does the fear mean?
Face everything and rise.
I love that. And so the moment of your life that I seen from my perspective of you facing everything and rise was through your knee surgery. And I know like this was your freshman year at Incarnate where you just became this freshman All-American, or was this prior to becoming a freshman All-American? So did you get hurt during the season and then you was announced a freshman All-American? Is
Yeah,
that how that played out?
yeah, I played 10 games, if I'm correct, in Colorado. And then after the season, where they held like awards, and I got hurt when I ended up I had surgery. I was like a month out. I had to, after you got to rehab your knee before you go to surgery, and then that's when they
Yeah.
announced All American and All Conference. And so then I was very blessed to get that. Then that knee surgery really, I would say that was probably my life-changing moment, really, honestly. It made me view life differently, and it made me more humble as a person than I ever been in my life. And then I don't see that as, I see that knee injury was a blessing for me, really, a blessing.
Yeah, I agree. And so let's talk about the mindset. So you just became this freshman phenom, I would say, throughout the nation. You get hurt, and then you hear about you becoming a freshman All-American. What's going through, I'm sure at this time you was 18, 19. What's going through a 19-year-old's mind after you just came off of this fantastic season and you became this All-American, and now you're sitting, in the hospital after the surgery, sitting at home, going through rehab. Can you take us through that mindset of how you were able to bounce back? Because yeah, we hear about the Adrian Petersons who's able to bounce back. We hear about some people that never bounce back, never the same after an injury like that.
That's
Can
how
you
I feel
talk
like.
about that?
I
Yeah,
feel like
talk about that. What's the mindset behind that?
man, you gotta trust God and go to work, man. It's no secret. Trust God, faith. He has a plan for you, man. And that dirt is straight work, man. Came out there, man, from like from where I grew up. Me and you grew up. It's kind of hard to like you can make it out really. And so I'm like, man, like I don't got this far, man. He ain't done with me. That's what I'm saying. He ain't done with
Straight
me, bro.
up.
He ain't done with me, bro. Like so he working on me. So this was my test. This was all a test. That's how I looked at it. I'm gonna pass this test. And I aced it, man. Like I'm the best rehab. They argued them from Incarnate South. They got me back right. I'm talking about like, man, I understand I went through a surgery, but like, man, like that, like a week later, I'm running in the pool. Like, it's just a mindset. Like you said, life dogs. You gotta be, if you want to be that dog, you gotta have that mentality of a dog. And my mentality was I was not gonna let nobody outwork me. You can't let nobody outwork you. That's in the
That's
class.
amazing.
That's in the little drills. And like, man, this is what a quote that my coach read to me yesterday. We have like Monday and Friday, we have like a little sermon with our chapel.
Hmm.
And then our coach read this, and I really truly do believe this, what this man said. Kobe Bryant, he said, I don't get bored with the small details. That includes practice. I'm talking about just normally dribbling the ball. I don't get bored. And that's really big in our generation now. I feel like we get too complacent. We get bored with, oh man, I gotta wake up, go to practice 6 a.m. in the morning. Like, man, like some people don't get to wake up. Some people
Real
don't.
talk.
Some people don't get to play the sport you play. Some people don't. Some people are still asleep, and you complaining because you gotta wake up and go work out. Like, come on, man. You gotta be blessed with the little details, like and all that. Like, man, some people don't get fed. Some people don't know when their next meal coming. Like, that's how I'm viewing life, bro. Like, you gotta be blessed. Like right now, I'm blessed. I'm talking. Some people can't even talk. Like,
Real talk.
so like that's how, like, man, like God's amazing, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro, like y'all gotta be blessed, like for real, and smile through pain and all that. Like it's gonna be good. We gonna be good.
Real talk. Man, that's greatness, man. I greatly appreciate you sharing that because I know, like you said, that was definitely a life-changing moment. And I seen it from my perspective. And I was just, putting myself in your shoes. And I never had a serious injury like that, but I've had some adversity. And so I always know that everybody has adversity. Everybody doesn't thrive through that adversity. And I felt like just seeing where you're at today, going from a D2 school, well, I mean, D1 AA, sorry, D1 AA, being a freshman All-American, getting hurt, and then transferring over to a D1, playing, living out your dream of a D1 athlete. And so I was just like, wow, man, like this kid right here is different. Like you're really different. And so you definitely represent a life dog. And so when we talk about being a life dog, we're talking about staying in that relentless pursuit of greatness and everything you do, whether that's in sports, in the classroom, building those relationships with the past teammates you had. In order to stay in that pursuit, you must have a great foundation built on courage and confidence to create that long-term success. And so, talking about that, could you share some of your other values? I know you hit on a few of them. Could you share on your values that you lean on when you face adversity? Like I know you said, relying on God, just knowing that God has a plan for you. What are some other values that you lean on during the times of adversity?
Uh, my dad, he always say I'm gonna be good. I have a great relationship with both my dads. Both of them, like, man, they're amazing men. Have now and then too. I love my dads. Don't get me wrong, but man, ain't nothing like that mama though, man. That's my rock. That's my rock for sure. Lean on her, but mostly if I'm facing it, like want to lean on somebody, I would go to. I'll go to my boy Haywood. I met him here in Cartersburg, and he's the one actually introduced me to this man, Christ. Really, I growing closer to Christ. So I lean on him. We talk a lot. I call him about every week. Like he my dad or something. Like I call him basically every week. But like that's what I lean on. But most time if I'm facing adversity, man, then another thing of value I lean on is I go to this really quiet, my happy place. I go to a field and I'll just sit on a bench and just zone out. And then I try, like, this is what I really do. I try to at times I just try to talk to God, like pray, just talk to him. Really not praying, but talk to him, like how he doing, how's it up there, how's everybody, how's my aunt, all my lost ones, because I past well, I'm gonna show you my story, but past since matter of fact, I'll share it to you right now, but 2020 was a year that I won't forget. I really won't forget. Going into 2020, because 19 going to 20, I tore my ACL. I'm in a very dark place. I'm grinding. Then boom, COVID hit. I lost over 10 people, I'll say loved ones, family, friends. And then going into this year, 2021, my aunt, I get a call from my cousin Javiana. She says, Granny dead. I said, no. I said, what? She said, no, Javiana, Granny's dead. I said, you're lying. And then I didn't want to believe it, but I said, I figured out how she died. It's just sad. It broke me down. It broke my heart. But like, I didn't question him. Man. I said, I know she's good. I know she's good. She's in good hands. But like she went to work. She passed out. And like she woke back up. She went and got checked to the doctor, but she don't like doctors. And so then like she went home, fell asleep, and she didn't wake up again. And so it's like, wow, like you never really know when. So I feel like he just needed her more. He needed her home. And that's all we could do is respect that and be thankful for the time we had with her, our memories. And then grandma, that was her last family member, her last sister. She the last one of her whole family. Her mom died, her dad died, all her sisters, like all her siblings are gone. It's just her. So I try to call her as much as possible, like trying to connect with her, man. Like she still has value on this earth. Like when her time comes, her time is to come. Like, but like I try to tell as much, man, I love her. Man, like you're a great, great, great woman. Like you raised, I don't know how many kids, but you raised a lot of good kids, man. You have affected all of us in ways you really can't see. But like that's what really, but I lean on, what I lean on is my family, really. Family. It's like without this, they're the reason why I'm doing it. I'm trying to feed everybody in my family if I can. That's the goal. That's the big goal. I'm trying to feed everybody. If that goes through my pain with me hurting, that's fine. I can hurt, but that like I said, that pain don't last forever. Like everybody, like when it rain, but that storm don't last forever.
That's major, bro. Yeah, I love those values, and I feel like it does help people to thrive whenever you have strong people to lean on. And also, you really said something very important. You must isolate yourself. So that's what you speaking on, like going to that isolated place, whether that's the football field, the weight room, whether that's in your dorm room, your apartment, whether that's in your vehicle. Now you
What's
must
that?
have that isolation to really like reflect on your life and even tap into the spiritual beings that may not be here physically on this earth. And it seems like you're a very spiritual guy, and that's what you're doing, if you're not really aware of that or not. But that's what you're doing. You're isolating, you're tapping into the spiritual beings that may not be physically here, and you're relying on their strength. And so I think what's really major is that it hit you at a young age, losing your grandma. Like I lost my grandma the same year as well. And like really losing your grandma and being able to realize life is short, I think that's gonna make you go harder, because now like you have a limited amount of time on this earth to do whatever it is that you're setting out to do. You have a limited amount of time on this earth to solidify your legacy. And it's just getting started, but we don't know how long that's gonna last. So that's why Life Dawgs, we must maximize each and every minute of the day. And so I think you're doing just that, man.
I think you're doing that. I think you're doing it just as good as I am, because I mean, you don't realize what you're doing. You're not only helping us, but as athletes, but you're touching athletes' lives in different ways. Like, man, like even if like my goal is, even if I don't make it my dream, bro, I know one goal that I do really, I'm doing pretty well. I'm touching others' lives. I'm building relationships. That's the main goal. I'm trying to touch a positive aspect on anybody's life I encounter. That's the goal you want to have in life. You want to touch people's lives in different ways. Like even if I don't make the NFL, but I'm claiming I'm gonna be in some league. I'm claiming that's in my heart. That's my drive.
You can do it, bro.
But like you just gotta touch people's lives, man. Like you gotta put yourself. Sometimes you gotta put yourself in other people's shoes, and like you gotta see what they feeling or hear or try to one, but like we all won't feel the same pain that some person does, like, but we can be there for all. And I think that's what our people, everybody in general, we gotta grow together and like we gotta come as one. I feel like we kind of divided, but we're gonna reconnect that. Cause like, man, like honestly, man, this is just my opinion. He coming. He coming. Like God coming. Like people don't realize, but he coming.
Yeah. And I feel you on that. So I just want to thank you for sharing that, because like you have some experiences that have built your character and your mindset. And I feel like the great thing is we need to leave our mindset out there so people can apply what you've implemented into your mind, into their mind, so they can see more greatness in their life. And so the thing about the mind is it's like a remote controller, because like you can program a remote controller to a TV, but that doesn't necessarily it's going to be permanently there to that TV or whatever device you're controlling it. You can reprogram that controller just like the mind. You can reprogram the mind. So if you don't like how you approach situations in life, cool, it's time to reprogram the mind. If you don't like what you think about yourself, cool, it's time to reprogram the mind. If you don't like your overall perspective on life, cool, it's time to reprogram the mind. So it's all about your mentality, and we can all develop a life dog mentality like we both have. And so the
Yes,
last question, go ahead. I'm sorry,
glad
go ahead.
I'm glad you talked about reprogramming mind, because like that's what actually my coach just literally was crazy. He literally just talked about like we sometimes like we gotta reprogram mind. It's a thing in our head. It's called the cerebral cortex. It's actually like it helps you reprogram your mind. Like you gotta reprogram like what's done in the past is in the past, but like you can, but it's all about how you go on from here.
True.
So that's kind of crazy, like because he literally just hit that what you just program our mind. Like that's what our team go, like we program our mind. Like okay, that's cool. Like we just went back to back from career world champions. Like that's cool. That's in the past. But we trying to work like we 0-11 right now. You feel me? So like that's really like that's crazy because he literally just touched that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I greatly appreciate you for sharing that, man. So the last question before we wrap it up, man. I know you spoke on relationships. How important is it connecting with people and building meaningful relationships to your success? And I want you to throw in about the transition from the Incarnate Word University to Liberty University with the relationship. Go ahead.
All right, so because you never know like what you meet. I mean, we meet people like connect, like man, you never know like later on in life. So man, like, I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I'm gonna tell y'all in, but like, man, I kid you not, this dude, this name, Rick Hunley, this is my dog to the day, and he my coach, man. Like, this was the first coach that D1 took a chance on me, and like he stayed himself the whole way through recruitment. Called me, I'm talking about like, man, the realest man, like that's the true definition of a man. Him, living aspect is him, man. But anyway, man, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what's going on, right? Rick, he recruited me out of high school. It's the only one that recruited me. I mean, he was the one that recruited me, first one to give my offer. I remember I was in the car with my mom, and he called me and said, hey man, what's up? This Coach Honey from EIW. He seen me from a camp I previously went to my junior year going into my senior. I said, yeah, so, man, I'm just been looking at your highlights. He been texting me, man, I want to offer you. So I offer you. I'm looking at my mom, hey, in kind of where he's screaming, like all that. Cause it's big, like D1, like, man, I was like, I feel like I was a kid that got under recruited in high school. I didn't recruit it as I thought I should be. I feel like I was a top athlete. That's just me. But I had made a transition to defense later on because I went offense because I was a quarterback, but like I went both ways my senior year, and then man, I believe you got it to be on the defense side. So that's why I made a transition to defense, and then it went good for me. Sad to hear that he had left UIW, but like I mean, I had built good relationships with the coaches and all that there, and my head coach, Coach Eric Morris. So like I was like, man, I'm still go here. So I think you should still go here. It's a good place and all that. And then after that, later on, and man, he said, man, I didn't recruit you for no reason. Once on port, he said, man, I heard you in the port. I said, yeah, I'm in the port. I said, all right, let me do my magic. We're gonna work something out. Let's see if we can get you up here. He said, man, hey, he said, man, he said, I ain't gonna let. He said, I ain't get you the first time, but I'll be a fool if I don't get you second time, man. So man, I'm glad I'm here with Coach, man. Like I got a real connection and a real bond with that man. That's just like, that's not even talking about football. I'm talking about deeper aspects of life, anything I need, growing with God, all that. Talking about life in general, like situations, growing up, because I'm still growing up as a young man, because I'm only 20, but I'm still considering myself as a teen. I haven't really hit the real world, but I'm going there. So like it's man, like live, because I'm 17 hours away from home. So it's like, man, you out here on your own, but you got me, but still like it's different though. But like I'm growing as a person, man. I'm feeling way better, man. Like I really enjoy it. Like, man, you gotta love it. I love it every day.
Greatness. And so he was the guy. What's his name again?
Rick Conley.
Coach Rick. So Coach Rick was the one that recruited you, offered you at Incarnate Word, and then he went to coach at Liberty University, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so that's how you got connected to the Liberty University. Okay. Because the perception in a lot of people's minds, even in mine at first, I thought you just kind of blindly transferred over to Liberty University.
Nah, it was
so
like
I didn't know until I spoke with someone.
Yeah, it's connected because I had it was the coach who recruited me. He really liked me as an athlete. So man, he said, why not offer you again? So I said, you're right. Because I was really thinking about going to JUCO and then like just restart my recruiting back over. But like, man, I had a bond. I was like, man, I feel like it was like, man, that's not, you can't really, like, how can I say, you really can't really talk about it. That's just a straight guy right there, man. That's God, like, man, like with people you can connect with, like you never know. That's what I'm saying. You really never know. And so I offered me, they was my only, well, I wouldn't say that was my only offer, but I had other offers, but I feel like, man, like I could have, no doubt, I could have, like, me personally, what I think, if I went JUCO, I would have went, like, I could have went, like, Big 12 or anything, like, me personally, having, like, a dominant, because I was, like, I had that mindset of dollars, so I feel like I'd go anywhere, but like, I was like, man, that's the place I need to go right there. That was in my heart that I need to be here. This, and man, no idea. We just finished the spring ball. Coach had said, Coach Freeze said we have 14 out of 15 good practices. That's good, but we need that 15 for 15, you feel me? So
yeah, real talk.
Need that 15 for 15. But we're gonna have great team this year, man. We're led by some really great coaches. Coach Freeze leading the program away, man. Really trusting that man. We all in behind him. Most definitely.
Love that. I know y'all got UNT on the schedule this year?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Got UNT, gonna be a good one. We got Ole Miss. We got his old team he's the coach for. So we really just ready to play, man, to get ready to work, go to war with that man, Coach Freeze behind us.
Straight up, man. I love that, man. It definitely goes back to helping people get to where they are today. And so most athletes, believe it or not, and you probably see it, will only focus on themselves. But as a Life Dawg, we must focus on bettering others' lives. And so you can even do that as a teammate, which I'm sure you already know has been like a quarterback.
Most definitely, because I was actually, before some others, as you said that, one of my teammates, he's worried about getting playing time, man. Like I said, man, thing is, like, that's what athletes don't get sometimes. Like, sometimes everybody's time is different. And so all got to play our role where we fit in right there and just work, man. Like, because like, we all got one common goal. That's to win, to work together. And then, man, like, better ourselves. You just got to go straight to work every day. Don't get me wrong, he's a great athlete. But man, like as far as like great athlete, he's a great athlete. But like some dudes just got it. Like this dude on our team, like the dude behind him, he's faster, no doubt, he's faster. But like the dude from he has it like up here. He has it, like I'm talking about like for the field, for the game, all that IQ awareness, all that he has it. Like he's a man. I couldn't tell you like that dude. He gonna be special in the league. But like we gotta really focus on bettering ourselves. Like man, like it's not so much about me and worry about that, man. You gotta what can I do if I can't start? What can I do to help the team?
Mm.
If that's the case, running 60 yards downfield on kickoff or punt or a scout team, then that's what I'm gonna do until my time comes, because I know my time is coming. So that's how I look at like when you mean by better others, like you not only bettering others, but you bettering yourself in ways that you can't even you really don't know. But I really felt that one though for you.
And I love that, man, because even before you went to college, like I will follow you and I will see you posting all of these different athletes sharing their content, and they wasn't even on your team. It was like dudes all throughout East Texas, and I'm like, dang, man, this dude, like you building relationships and you so well connected. And I don't know if you know it or not, but like, trust me, the relationships you build, I mean, the relationships you have after you finish up playing sports will depend on the relationships you build today. And so most athletes have this hype and stuff going on right now. And so like at one point of time, they're gonna have to rely on these relationships that they've built to, advance their lives deeper than sports. And so I want to let you know, man, I commend you on that. And I know your teammates, they definitely draw inspiration and love from you. And so I want to say, just keep uplifting those guys, keep uplifting different athletes and people you come in contact with, man, because you never know. Like you said, this can open up doors for you in the future and you may not see it today. And so I just want to say, man, I greatly appreciate your time here today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show and gaining insight about you. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to help document your legacy. And so before we end it, is there a way our listeners can connect with you or send you a message, maybe on social media or your own personal website?
Whatever best for you. I mean, Twitter or anything really. Probably email, because I'm more like, because like I'm a college athlete, so I check them every day because classes and all that. But probably email. If not, I'll get that to you if you don't already have it. But
what's that email for the audience?
Oh, it's double J as in like double cheeseburger. Like, so DOUBLE and JAY, and then 231, like 2 and 31, and then at yahoo.com.
Perfect. Yeah, and I greatly appreciate that, man. And I hope everyone that's listening to this, they gained at least one gem from this episode to apply to their mindset to achieve more greatness in their life. And so you can either follow me on Instagram at Kaymon, that's KAYMON_Farmer, or you could subscribe to the K9ology Life Dawg YouTube channel, or you can listen to this podcast episode on Apple and also Spotify to keep up with the next episodes. All right. So let's continue to connect. Let's continue to grow and develop together on our quest of becoming Life Dawgs. And so remember, your outlook on life is correlated to your mindset. Have a great day, Life Dawgs. Until next time.
Yes, sir.
Great stuff, boy.